Gonna have a sip of some Hades coffee, hashtag sponsor.
I'm gonna have a sip of wine.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Hashtag make us a sponsor wine.
Can you imagine just being sponsored by, like, just wine? Like, which wine? No, just wine.
Just wine.
Yeah.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.
Good morning, everyone. In case it's not morning where you're at, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I am your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Marla, the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
So, today, we are going to be reviewing a couple of songs by a Valley boy.
Yes.
Named Tim Burns. We met him when we were playing at the Rocky Mountain House in Renfrew. Shout out to the Rocky Mountain House. Thank you for having us, and I hope to be there again when, you know, the plague is over.
Yeah.
Aside from that...
Yeah, I mean, I think we were doing an open mic, and he came on right after our set, I believe, and I was sitting down being like, wow, this guy's an amazing songwriter. We asked him, do you have an album? And he's like, yeah, so we bought a CD off of him, and here we are.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it. So, this album is called Stories and Heroes. There are 12 tracks on the thing. We are only going to review 2 today. The first one, which is my favorite, and it's funny, the other one that you said was your favorite is my other favorite on the album. So, great minds, and so do ours. We're going to listen to Drive Me Around the Bend first, because, I don't know, it's a peppy, upbeat, fun tune that I want to record a duet with Tim so that we can do, like, a harder version.
Yeah.
I want it,
Throw some harmonies in there.
Yeah, and like some rockin' vocals. So, we're going to listen to Drive Me Around the Bend, then we're going to listen to Should I Call Ya, which is more in line with the majority of the album. It's a fairly somber album telling stories, often about heroes, hence the title. We will be talking to Tim Burns this week, but by the time you see it, it'll be next week. So, but anyway, you'll see it when it's out. We'll be interviewing Tim Burns soon, and we'll have that up for you guys, and we'll talk about the whole album and his concept behind it and all that fun stuff. But first and foremost, we are going to listen to Drive Me Round the Bend, which is what you do to me sometimes.
I'm sorry.
You see me running down the road, you keep calling out my name. Think that I'll come back to you and our lives will be the same. Since you latched onto that city boy, gave him everything without shame. Don't you know there's a name for your game? It's called Drive Me Round the Bend. Well, it all come down last Thursday. I come home from the job, thought maybe you'd won the lottery and bought us a new car, but that did not seem to be the case. As I walked across the yard, heard you moaning in the front room above the barking of the dog. When the pool boy reached that sacred place, you screamed at him loud and hard. You said, boy, you drive me round the bend. Well, I should have seen it coming, all the signs are there. The new hairdo, the perfume, and that sexy underwear. Oh, but nothing seemed to matter, you never seemed to care. Now that you've been caught, you think it's time we shared your thoughts on love and honesty and where we go from here. Geez, you drive me round the bend. So I think I'll just pack up the car and drive on out of here. Take a few things that I like and maybe a cold beer. And I guess I better take the dog, he should not have to see the way you choose to live with or without me. And when it all comes down to it, it's better just for me to be driving round the bend. I'll just keep driving round the bend. I'll just keep driving round the bend.
So that was Drive Me Round the Bend.
Yeah, it's a bluesy little number.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's why I want to I just want to heavy it up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun. It's a fun tune.
It very much is.
It's, I don't know, it's my favorite of the upbeat songs on this album, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard hitting. The guitar is essentially its own percussion as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Because, especially since, and I love you, Tim, for this, because my album that's coming out, Whiskey Moon, coming out in July 1st, Canada Day, Happy Canada Day.
Yeah.
That album is devoid of drums and bass and all that stuff. It's just my voice, my guitar, and also harmonicas. So
yeah. I mean, there's something to be said about albums with simplicity where it's just vocals and guitar. Like, sometimes you really don't need anything else. And I think that, this album is very much like that.
Yeah, it lends itself really well to just being guitar and vocals and harmonica in, a quarter of the album, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I really want to throw in, a fun solo into that instrumental bit in there when he does, the full run through with the guitar. But, yeah, so Driving Around the Bend is my favorite song in this album. And now we can listen to my second favorite song of the album.
And my favorite song off the album.
And again, it depends on the mood I'm in. I think it's just because I wanted to be lifted up today. So I was like, yeah, that song about that person that drives you fucking crazy, which is fucking reality, right? To me, anyway.
Yeah.
Not at this moment.
I'm very glad that it's not at this moment.
But you also know some of the people who've driven me around the fucking bend. Or you at least have met some of them, no matter how well you know them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and a lot of the lyrics is just, the specificity in the simplicity of his lyrics is wonderful. So thank you, Tim, for that. And I love how the one part where he is actually and he digs in there.
Yeah,
it's yeah, you and your sexy underwear. It's fuck yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was that frilly number I got at La Senza, and it's just but anyway, yeah. We'll listen to Should I Call Ya?
Yes.
Oh, okay. One sec. Oh, my
Where's
phone's
your phone?
videoing.
Oh, shit.
I'll call you later.
Okay.
Should I call you after all these years? Should I call you? Never knowing if there were tears when we went our separate ways. Way back in the day when you thought I knew and I thought we couldn't be. Two hearts roiling like an angry sea. Should I call you? And are you listening? Though it seems just like yesterday that I promised to write a tune for you. What else can I say? It's a debt I still have to pay. Sometimes it's better late than not at all. And I still wonder if I should call. And in the morning light you stand staring down the hall, thinking back and wondering if you can make sense of it all. And I was too afraid to read the writing on the wall, but I still wonder if I should call. pen to paper, tried to write your song, chronicling the time of year, how you were so strong. Then shattered by the winds of fate that blew so steady and so strong, wondering where the hell it all went so wrong. How do I put that in a song? Should I tell you all those years before that I loved you, never knowing if you wanted more than my words upon the page, scribbled in the haze of the shadows cast upon the cabin wall? But I still wonder if I should call. And in the morning light I'm still staring at the wall, wondering and hoping that you'll come walking down that hall. Time just seems to fade away, well, that's it, and that's all. But I still wonder if I should call. I still wonder if I should call.
Should I Call You?
Should I Call You? I really love that song, and this one is sort of more like what a lot of the rest of the album sounds like. It's very like acoustic, singer-songwriter, folk music, and
Sombre folk music.
Yeah, I don't know, I love it. I love that, because for me it's like, I guess, slightly nostalgic, because I grew up listening to a lot of folk music. Like, I grew up listening to a lot of, like, Canadian folk artists, like, you know, of course, Gordon Lightfoot, and, like, Murray McLaughlin, and Joni Mitchell, too, like, and I really have a soft spot for folk music, and so listening to this album, I was like, oh, this is, like, bringing me back to listening to folk music again with my parents, like, sitting in the living room, or just falling asleep listening to it, so, yeah, I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved Gordon Lightfoot. Mm-hmm. Vocally, I assume this isn't an insult to you, Tim. Vocally, I do get some similarity there.
Yeah.
With Tim and good old four-chord Gord.
Mm-hmm.
And this song in particular, the interesting thing is, now I'm saying the upbeat song in this album is the one I like the most, where you're saying the sad one is the one you like the most. And usually I'm like, it's the ballad or it's a super sad song. That's my favorite, you know? And you're like, I like this kind of upbeat one. And now we've done the opposite.
Yeah, we flipped.
You fucked us all up, Tim. But so the interesting thing about this song is, so what do you think this song is about?
Well, I mean, it's because he was actually, when we were at the Rocky Mountain House, he was talking about it, and it was somebody, I guess, that he had...
No. Don't give up what he thinks about the song. I ask what you think about this song.
What I think about the song. I mean,
Tim will tell us all about it when we interview him.
Yeah, that's true. I won't try and tell your story, Tim, because I'm going to tell it wrong anyways. So, I don't know, for me it's very much like one of those, like, what if songs. Like, you know, what if I had done this? What if I pick up the phone and talk to this person? Like, it's living in that land of, okay, maybe if I do this thing, this will happen. Or what if I had said something, you know, all those years ago? And I appreciate those kinds of songs.
Yeah, it made me think a lot about my past.
Yeah. But
not in like a, now I'm thinking, should I call you kind of way, because I'm past that now. Mm-hmm. But there are certain things, and I love it's in the first verse, I believe, or it's in the beginning of the song anyway. Two hearts like roaring like the sea, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Whatever the exact line is. But
Yeah.
that sentiment, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's like a number of my relationships where it's just two hearts, just a raging sea of I love you, fuck you, you know, and it's just and it's just that back and forth that's just doesn't work. And then afterwards you think, oh, should I have done this? Should I have done that? You know, maybe I'll call you. Oh, I never wrote that song for you. Maybe I should do that now, which is this song, right? So there's that angle. I love it. And also Drive Me Around the Bend also makes me think a lot about my past, but for different reasons. That's that.
That is that.
Yeah. So thank you, Tim. So just a shout out to Hades Coffee, again, our sponsor, and to, you know, Leclair Studios for producing this. And I'm just giving a shout out to myself at that point. 2 plugs in one
with my coffee and the mug.
In addition to that, we're going to try and have stuff for Swept Media and Swept Up, the single sweep, all that kind of stuff, both on YouTube and or on Leclair Studios' website, leclairstudios.com. Check out the Swept Up page there if you want to read some music reviews that we've got going on up there. There's a great new release that is super punky, and I think you'll quite like.
Oh, yeah.
That's going up there soon, so do check that out. And but anyway, we're going to try and get Swept Media stuff out every Wednesday for you now that we have the studio kind of established and things sort of on a decent flow.
We're jumping back on the bandwagon, folks.
Yeah. So, if you're looking for our Stream Team Tuesdays, which is the long and short, and the long shoots the short, our musical duo, we play every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 on the Leclair Studios Facebook page. Then Wednesdays we'll be releasing this stuff, the Swept Up episodes, the single sweep, all the Swept Media stuff. Then Thursdays will be Crude Canadians, and we will see you next Thursday. And Fridays will be GTFO, which is Get the Fun Outside, which is our new outdoor channel with Jerry and Lily Mungham. So check that out. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, don't come calling. We're not around. We're too busy filming for all the stuff we have to do the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Or stuck in here editing. Either way, that's how stuff's going to shift with Leclair Studios in the future. So, do check that out.
Stay tuned, everybody.
And as always,
we will see you guys later.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent